Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and my friends, we finally have some details on the somewhat obscure comeback mechanic coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ in Season 3. So this comes to us by way of one Ryokutya 2089, and if you don't know the name by now, he's basically the leak lord of Dragon Ball FighterZ, usually by getting early access to V-Jump magazine and just going from there. Lord Ryokutya has never been wrong, so there's no reason to doubt it. And this time around, we actually have a real translation instead of a machine translation, so let's get to it. So this comes to us by way of Jayuna JP, and Jayuna states here, the X Factor is called Limit Break Ultimate Power, which is a bit wordy, but that sounds about right for Dragon Ball. When you are down to your last character, your gauges automatically turn a golden color, and you get a big attack boost, and it stacks with sparking. So, I imagine here with your attack boost and sparking level 3, that's basically your new X Factor, right? If you are getting two separate sources of attack buffs, then hey, you're going to delete characters very quick, regardless of who you're playing. Even a lower damage character like Yamcha, right? With two separate damage buffs, he's going to do some real damage. But that is not all. Also, Jayuna states here, there will be a new training/tutorial mode. Completing it earns you a reward. Hey, rewards are nice. And we knew something new training style was coming thanks to the previous Season 3 data mines from some time ago. The Fighter's Pass will have 5 characters in it, and buying the pass lets you play them a little bit earlier. I believe it's 2 days earlier, as we've already known. The developers think that the limit break will shake things up and recommends maybe saving your best character for last, which is generally good sense in the traditional 3 versus 3 fighting game. You want to keep your most solid person in the back, but hey, they said it, so there you go. Also here, the Fighter's Pass will release on February the 26th, but does not mention if it comes out at the same time as the game update. I kind of hope the patch comes out a little bit earlier, honestly. And if it is February the 26th on Japanese time, it might be actually later in the day on the 25th for those of us in North America due to the very large time zone difference. Also, hey, in the article, multiple assists, which we already knew, as Jayuna states, and Kefla's move list, which he doesn't really know, so he didn't state. Kefla will have a breakdown, I believe, on Thursday on an open rec stream, which will be incredibly early in the morning for us in North America, but don't worry, I'll be up and I'll be covering it, so check the channel for that. But yeah, so that is now what we know about both the new training mode and, hey, the new quote-unquote X Factor limit break. This limit break has pretty big potential. Now, the one thing we already knew that wasn't directly mentioned is the character coming in for the limit break also gets a free bar, as we've covered in a previous video. So that, with the damage buff and the fact that it stacks with sparking, it might change up some of the conventional wisdom of how you use sparking, right? A lot of times people use sparking defensively to save the first character because, having multiple characters matters. And of course, now with the prevalence of snapbacks mix being much lessened and all that kind of stuff, a lot of people use that as a defensive measure of just, I don't want to take whatever gimmicky mix you're going to throw at me. And with that being less of a deal, then maybe potentially you do want to save that X Factor for your last character, right? It's when it lasts the longest, as we all know. And if it stacks with the pre-existing new limit break buff we're going to get, man, it's just going to be like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and you touch a character and they're deleted. That's the end of that. But as it stands, that's the news as we know it right now. Once again, in a couple days, there will be a Kefla breakdown, and of course on this channel, we'll break down the breakdown of it. But yeah, very interesting on the limit break. It was the one thing we knew a little bit about, but didn't know really anything about, and now we have a good idea where it's going. And once again, just to really hammer home the point, Season 3 is going to be a very, very, very big deal. So until that time, friends, I guess that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.